All right, CJ, your prompt is your New Year's resolutions. And ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, are there any, I don't think there's anything new. It's the same. It's keep taking care of myself, keep making art, be vulnerable, and eat good food.
Go for walks.
Yes, thank you. I need that one.
That's the one I remember from previous years.
that one is just going to be for the rest of my life, I think.
Hey, hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the 2025 podcast where we talk over TV shows and movies, typically chosen by our guests. But look, it's RIP 2024. We got to look back before we look forward. And we're going to be going over the best and worst things that we watched on this podcast in 2024.
Ken, one New Year's resolution. Go.
Be a good father.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did a serious one.
That's a real new one. Yeah. It's to take care of myself so that I can take care of others. That's, I think, maybe another real one. But yeah, trying to do that, trying to get myself in line so I can be a good role model. Oh,
cute.
Anyway. And to not work on the house at all. That would be cool.
You going to be done?
No.
Last I checked, there was a big hole in your floor. Is that still there?
No, that's not. No.
In your bathroom.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not there either.
Okay.
It's filled in. The walls are up. They're not mudded yet, but you can take a look when you're over tomorrow if you want.
Wow.
It's coming together. Tub's in. That's not much else, though. Still pipes sticking out of the walls. Real fun. Got a lot of mudding to do on my little holiday break, which is wrapping up here. But yeah, if you're looking for something to watch on your holiday break, we got some recommendations and some things to avoid coming up here.
I'll speak more to when we get to the bottom 5, but there is one on the list that I would recommend still, even though it's one of the worst things we watched. But I'll save that for later.
Not on this list or on...
No, it is on that list.
Okay.
Yeah. You can probably guess.
I'm curious. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I know. Okay.
We'll get to that.
All right. Well, maybe let's kick it off with our top 5. Do you want to go first? We're going to go with number 5 to number 1.
And so these, as a reminder, these are Ken and I's average rating. We do not take the guest into consideration because this is our show.
That's correct. They don't count. They don't matter. Well, they matter, but not here.
No. Because they usually pick stuff they like. So, of course, it's always going to be skewed. There's a lot of high ratings in the guest column.
Yes. And looking at this, that is almost entirely the case. And for some reason, our worst movie of the year was rated very, very highly by the guests. So that's why they are removed.
So coming in at our top 5 movie of 2024 with our good pal, basically the third host of the show, Carissa,
that's right,
for the movie Pig.
Oink, oink.
And this was one Carissa and I had seen before, but Ken, your first time, correct?
It was my first time watching it. I had no idea what it was going into it, and was pleasantly surprised. It was not at all what I expected.
Good.
But yeah, that was for the best. We won't do any spoilers here because, again, these are kind of recommendations. If you're looking for something good to watch, these are good ones to throw on. But yeah, if you like Nicolas Cage,
and who doesn't,
and you either like or don't like pigs, this is the movie for you. Pigs are really not a big part of this movie.
What if you're ambivalent about pigs?
I think that this could still work.
Still works? Okay.
Yeah. If you like food, you'll love it.
I was at my in-laws recently for the holidays, and I found out that my father-in-law does not care for Nicolas Cage whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
He says he actively avoids movies he's in, or if he finds out he's going to be in it. But here's the thing: we found out too, though, he has not watched a Nick Cage movie in probably a couple decades or so.
Okay,
so I immediately
last thing you watched was Face Off or something.
Which amazing movie! I don't know what you don't like about that.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
Their faces come off. So I immediately was trying to sell him on The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Pig, and Dream Scenario. Of being like, I think he is a different actor than what you are probably picturing in your mind. These are incredible movies that he stars in.
Yeah. You didn't want to recommend Mandy to him?
He didn't seem like the Mandy type. That did pop into my brain. I was like, that's maybe even too weird.
Yeah, I mean the ones you just listed off are also pretty weird, but
Yeah.
not as blood soaked at least. Although Pig gets there a little bit.
I did warn him about Dream Scenario. I was like, that one's a weird one, but it's great. And then Pig, I didn't know how to really describe without like spoiling it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and we won't do that here.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. If you can tolerate Nick Cage, he is, I think, doing an incredible job here, and he's not doing the whole Nick Cage weird shtick. He's doing acting very well, in my opinion, in this movie. Yeah, I gave it an 8. CJ, you gave it an 8.5, and in true fashion, Carissa gave it a 10. In true fashion of guests, not Carissa specifically.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out to the song featured in Pig. It's a Bruce Springsteen cover song called it's his "I'm on Fire," but it's done by Cassandra Violet. I couldn't stop listening to that after rewatching the movie.
Do you have it here, and maybe sung also by Brother Eric? Or no,
I can play probably 5 seconds of it before it gets taken down from the streaming services.
Yeah, did you see that we got copyright banned for our last episode because of Eric's musical cover?
No, I did not.
Yeah, just on YouTube. Which it just auto posts there, and I don't who the hell listens on YouTube video.
Apparently, a couple people, but some freaks out there.
But yeah, we're not. I think it's still up, but we're not monetized on it. Which
oh yeah,
who the hell? What? I didn't even think we were monetized on any of these. But okay,
Ken, I'm checking the past couple of videos have at least 7 views.
Okay, well, hey, if you're listening on YouTube, great, good for you. Maybe subscribe elsewhere too. That would help.
Can we interest you in Pocket Cast, the premium podcast player?
That is our preferred podcast listener of choice. All right, well, let's move on. Number 4 of our top 5 for 2024 is When Evil Lurks, 344 with Emmett O'Reilly. We really, really like this. I had seen it before. It's a horror movie, and I am surprised that it is on this list.
I liked it, even though it was freaky, but it was the horror movie that I can tolerate. There weren't a lot of jump scares. It was more just kind of unsettling.
Yeah,
and it was a very cool concept.
Right, I was gonna say, it's more story driven.
Yeah,
there's this whole world with rules and people living in it, and it's just really interesting, and I honestly would be down to see a sequel to it just because it's really interesting where it goes and the kind of different things that can happen in it without saying too much. But yeah, it's the follow-up to Terrified that Meg and I watched in our 31 days of horror this past year by the same director. But yeah, this one's probably a little more accessible and definitely more widely received. Yeah, definitely check out When Evil Lurks if you're in the mood for a horror movie in the dead of winter here. Something to warm you up a little bit.
Did we say I gave that a 7.5 and you gave it a 9?
Yeah, I'm sure my 9 brought this up from the depths a little bit, but yeah, I really like it. I think it's really good.
It's tied with our last one. Comes out to a score of 8.25, same as Pig, our average score.
Got it.
Coming in at number 3 is episode 352, came out in March. It is The Holdovers with Matt Albanese.
Now this is appropriate for winter, although we just missed the holiday months, but yeah, the incredible movie. Paul Giamatti is a teacher in a school, and he learns too.
Him and the boy are both teaching each other lessons.
That's right. Yeah. Excellent movie. Incredibly well acted. I don't know what more to say about it. If you want to see Paul Giamatti acting his ass off in a really sweet kind of story, then yeah, this is the movie. It is set during Christmas time, but you can watch it whenever. It's a kind of whenever movie, I feel like.
Yeah. I think it would, more appropriate, but I don't think we really have to sell this movie. It has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's won a bunch of awards. I think people are well aware of this one.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's why I gave it a 9. You gave it an 8.
Yeah. all around solid movie.
Great movie. Probably the easiest to recommend out of all of these, considering it is so widely acclaimed.
This one hits, I think, everybody, any demographic.
Absolutely. Yeah. Check out episode 352 if you want to listen to us talk about it some more. It's really good. All right. Next up, we've got, Shin Godzilla?
No,
we're not Shin Godzilla. I wish. No, it was Godzilla -1, which we watched with Sam. I don't know. This is also a huge movie. I think it won Oscars too, maybe. And yeah, if you like Godzilla and you want a definitely more story-driven Godzilla movie, this is it. I mean, it's the Godzilla moments are incredible, but also it's got some heart to this like post-war story going on. That's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it won some awards for sure. Best visual effects, namely.
Okay.
It's got one of those lists that you have to like scroll all the way down to find all the ones that it's a bunch of noms, a bunch of wins, runners up.
Yeah, I remember they re-released it on Netflix in black and white in case you wanted it to feel like it was older. I don't know. I saw it in color in theaters and it was really good.
I regret not seeing it in theaters. It was still. I remember specifically that one. I think my phone was in like another room. I really wanted to be honed in to watch it, but yeah, it seemed like it would have been awesome to see in theaters.
I remember making a point to specifically go see it in theaters because I had heard like internationally this movie was doing amazing and it came to the States when they kind of weren't expecting it to as soon at least. And I remember telling Meg walking in, I'm like, hey, this movie's getting a lot of buzz. But also, maybe let's try to tamp down our expectations because I know typically when we go to a movie like that, we're let down. But this lived it up to the hype, honestly, which does not happen very frequently. So that was really incredible and very pleased with my movie viewing experience with this. And I think this is an easy recommend.
Was worth the $20 movie ticket price?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, yeah. It would. I mean, you obviously know this, but like, yeah, this was a cool one to see on the big screen. Big monster, big screen. It was good.
You and I agreed on that one, both giving it 9s.
That's right. What does that average out to, Siege?
Okay. Carry the 1 and divide.
Let me pull up the calculator.
Okay. It's got to be
9.
at least an 8. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it was at least an 8.
Coming in at number 1 of the year 2024 is episode 355. Also, came out the week before Godzilla -1. We had a great April, 2 bangers back to back.
Yeah.
Was the movie Bottoms.
Woo!
With no guest, just the boys.
Yeah, we pick the best movies.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Did not plan that, I realize now. Yeah, it looks like we are like, well, we have good taste, so this is our number 1 movie.
Yeah. Bottoms. Yeah. I honestly do not remember what this movie's about. So
it's a group of high schoolers.
Oh, yeah. And they're trying to get laid, right? That's what the movie's about? Okay.
That's the gist.
Okay. You said the jizzed?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they're trying, I guess.
But this time they're all girls.
Yeah, that's the hot take.
That's the tagline?
They start a fight club.
That's right. Yeah.
This one's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is honestly hard to describe the movie past that, as far as like not just what happens in the movie, but like I would say the tone is very difficult to. It's one of those ones that I think is just like it's funny, it's a comedy. Go check it out because it's awesome.
Would you say it's irreverent? I feel like that's the number one like tag on every single Netflix thing that pops up in my queue is it's like humorous, hilarious, and irreverent. And then also like horrifying, chilling, and irreverent. Like they just put it on everything. It's so stupid.
I would say that fits the bill in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Horrifying and chilling. No, this is a comedy. Do we say that? It's very, very funny. We really liked this. I remember dying watching this, laughing.
This one, Ken, honestly, I was shocked that you liked it, to be fair.
Really? I like things.
Yeah, I know, but comedies I still don't don't know your taste, I don't think. I don't know which ones are going to hit home and which ones are going to be like, this was stupid.
Me neither, until I watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
But, this is one that hit with me.
Yeah.
So if you're a Ken stan, if you align movie-wise with me, this is a good one. And if not, you'll like it either way. It's good. Number one for 2024 on the Overtalking Podcast.
Okay, technically it's tied with Godzilla Minus One. They have the same rating, but the way the spreadsheet did the thing, they're kind of shared. But this one's number one.
It also, aired before it, so I don't know.
Yeah. First.
But we picked it, so it's number one. All right, Siege. Well, we've done the top 5.
Time to get to those stinkers.
That's right. The absolute bottom of the barrel for what we watched in 2024. We got a couple of ties here as well.
Yeah. So this one, we're going in the order of, we are going to say the absolute worst last.
Correct. So this will be the 5th worst that we watched, according to us.
Yes. So coming in at the bottom, number 5 is episode 370, came out in May. It is 2003's Peter Pan with guest Corey Drennan. This one, I will at least give the guest credit that Corey also rated it just a 6. Like, she didn't come in being like, oh, this movie's great. She at least acknowledged, like, no, this isn't a great movie, but it has some nostalgia for her. And yeah.
I worry that guests like Corey pick something that they love, and having been on the podcast so many times, now tamp down their ratings to just not feel as shitty when we just shit
rip
all
into
over it. Yeah. But yeah, we both gave it a 3.5. We both did not like it very much. And I only have one thing to say about this movie. I do believe in fairies. I do. And that should sum up, what kind of movie this is. And, it's Peter Pan, so you kind of know what you're getting. And we're both big boys, big grown men.
Grown men watching a kids movie. And like we said, not even on the episode, not even the best Peter Pan adaptation.
No, right, exactly.
Hook takes the cake on that one, the Robin Williams one.
I'm still not sure I've ever seen that.
Yeah, blows my mind.
Watch it at some point. But yeah, if you're just avoid it if you don't. You would know if you like this or not. So I don't know what more we can say about this.
Yeah. Also, not the type of movie you're just going to randomly stumble upon, I don't think.
No, you're going to have
to go out of your way.
This specific version of Peter Pan. All right. I got nothing more to say on that. Let's get to the next one. The 4th worst thing we watched in 2024 is a pretty recent thing that we watched just last month. It was with Mary. It was Snowmageddon.
That's right. I'm realizing now all of the dates I've said are wrong.
Uh-oh.
Because Snowmageddon's on the spreadsheet says May, but that obviously came out in December. It's doing addition. It's like adding to the dates.
Okay. Ignore all the dates we said. The numbers for the episodes are correct. This was in 374.
Nope. The episode numbers are wrong too.
No way.
Because 374 was back in June. We're on episode 390.
Oh, yeah,
91
you're right.
Now. Why did it?
Multiple 374s in this number thing. Look at that. Huh. Anyway, hey, listeners, just go to overtalkingpod.party and just search for the title. Apologies. And everything we said was wrong, except for everything else besides the dates and the numbers. All right.
The ratings are correct.
Ratings are correct. Our opinions are correct. That's it. All right. The most important thing is that the order of these is correct.
Yes.
All right. So the 4th worst thing we watched in 2024 was Snowmageddon with Mary. And look, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but realistically, who's going to seek this out? It didn't snow at any point during that freaking movie. And you can't name it Snowmageddon and get a good rating from us.
That's absolutely right.
Apparently, I rated this higher than you, Seed.
Yeah, you were going to bat for this somehow.
Oh, that's right. I actually kind of enjoyed watching it.
Because
it's like shitty sci-fi movie. I used to watch those all the time growing up.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it a good movie. It's still really bad.
Not at all. Yeah, it's real bad cheese, but it's still kind of fun to make fun of if you know it's a bad movie.
I'm not. That's not the argument. The argument is it's a bad movie. It should have been rated accordingly. I had a blast talking about it.
Well, no, my rating is my viewing experience,
Okay.
and
Which is
I enjoyed watching it. But look, I still give it 3.5. Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. This is still obviously in our lowest 4 for the year. So, man.
Yeah. Comes out, I gave it a 2, comes out to a 2.75 overall. Yeah, not a good movie. Sci-fi, you can tell it's low budget. You won't recognize like a single actor that's in it. Very fun to make fun of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very fun episode. The next two are very funny to me, and you'll see why in a bit. But the next movie, our third worst one, was way back in Expendables.
Overtalking presents Expendables.
It's the very first Expendables movie with Steve.
Yeah. It started out on a pretty low point.
Yep. The start to the franchise was one of the worst movies we watched.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just like we hadn't like gotten into the like feel of these movies yet, and maybe because the subsequent movies were they were just better. Like
they were better. No, yeah.
2
the
and
first
3
one's
were
really
just
bad.
honestly better than this one. Yeah, real dumb. Dumb lines, dumb weird cameos, dumb action.
Couldn't understand some of what they said.
Most of what they said. Minor racism? Not sure. But it's not a good movie.
No.
But I still do recommend watching the entire franchise and listening to our Expendables coverage of it because it's a ride.
It was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was for I think all of them, maybe, or maybe except for one movie. We had Emily and I hosted Eric, Carissa, and Steve, and so we like made a thing of it and had like a rowdy screening. So
nice.
When we watched the movie, we were all just like making fun of it, and yeah,
okay.
it was a fun excuse to have people over, eat some pizza, and watch a dumb movie.
Yeah, no, that's the way that these should be viewed.
Yeah,
because it is not a good movie.
And so overall, that tied with Snowmageddon. It gets a 2.75 overall. I give it a 2.5. You gave it a 3, which goes directly into the second worst thing we watched this year, which is the fourth movie of the franchise, Expendables.
Look, it obviously was going to be worse just based on the name. You can't shove a 4 to replace an A.
And that there was a decade in.
Oh yeah, and it was a decade later.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's such a shame because 2 and 3 were better movies, still pretty bad, but like better overall, like viewing wise.
Yeah, they were
but
more fun.
Expendables like just didn't make sense. Like it felt like it had a lower budget or something. It was really just awful. Bad movie.
The second one we got up to around like a 5 rating at least, kind of similar with the third.
Okay.
But yeah, then I remember we calculated the overall expendable average score. So we took all of our ratings across the 4 movies to rate the entire franchise, and on average, it got a 3.85.
Okay.
So I think that really speaks to the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Turns out this Sylvester Stallone guy isn't a very good writer.
Not a great writer, not a great speaker.
Yep.
Neither.
Not a great actor, not a great producer.
Makes it really tough when you try to go watch a movie of his.
Yeah, when we literally had to like turn on subtitles to catch some of what they were saying.
God. I probably said this on one of the episodes, but I think it would have been hilarious if the subtitles just said like unintelligible.
For like garble.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
All right, Siege, we've arrived. The single worst thing, according to you and I, that we watched in 2024 was Madam Web.
That's
2024
right.
is Madam Web.
It came out, it's episode 349. It came out in March. So this is the one I alluded to before. This is like, is it a bad movie? Absolutely. But do I recommend watching it? Yes, 100%.
Man, yeah, it's a strange one because some of the ones that are even higher up than this are bad movies that we wouldn't recommend.
Right.
But this is a bad movie that's so bad
You
that
need to
it's
watch it.
interesting. Yeah. Like you need to understand the badness of this movie.
Yeah. I had a blast watching this in the theaters.
Oh yeah. Same. I couldn't stop looking at Meg and be like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Like, what is going on? Like, are you serious?
This is another movie that I went and saw with Emily. Or no, Emily bowed out of this one, rightfully so. But I saw with Steve, Eric, and Carissa. And it was a lot of us doing arm gestures at the screen, being like, what? What is happening?
Oh, man. Yeah. I remember I talked about this on the episode. So go back and listen if you want to know more. But yeah, there's this great YouTube video that breaks down what the movie like would have been, but like all of the sections that were clearly ADR'd to like try to make some sort of cohesive movie out of probably the garbage that was shot. And it still turned out completely not making any sort of story sense. It's so strange.
The villain of like the whole movie, like all of his lines are ADR'd. Like you can,
every single one.
Like his voice does not line up with like what his mouth is doing.
That video has some really interesting theories on what the original story was, which would have been much better, but yeah, it's all fucked. But yeah, it's so weird watching him throughout the whole movie and knowing that that's not what he's actually saying.
Yeah. One of the main characters of the movie is like the audio is not lining up.
No.
And that being said, I hope they make 10 more.
It's not happening. There's no way. But yeah, that's our best and worst 2024. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of great and horrible things that we'll be watching in 2025. So stay tuned for that.
Like Bird Month, we're going to do it.
Bird Month. What month is Bird Month, Siege? Did we decide?
March.
March? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Bird Month, March. We don't know what movies we're doing quite yet for that. Probably Howard the Duck.
We gotta.
Yeah. And I feel like we also got to do the birds.
Yeah.
So
there's
so
two right there.
Two things we will be doing.
2 out of 4.
We'll decide on the rest. Yeah. But yeah, we are going to be still continuing next month. Or next week. We'll be doing another episode. So stay tuned for that. We appreciate you listening, and we appreciate all of you people writing in, sending in voicemails for Santa. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. I'm so bummed I missed him again. God.
You keep missing him. Look, this is interesting because I had assumed that the person who called in, because you listened to the episode, right?
Yeah, I've listened. Okay. It was a good one. I'm sad I wasn't there, but it was good.
Yeah, right. I had assumed the person who called in as
Wayne Knight?
Wayne Knight. Yeah, I had assumed the person who called in as Wayne Knight was actually friend of the pod, Nick, my brother-in-law, because it sounds exactly like him.
Huh.
But over the holidays, I confronted him and he said, no, it was 100% not him. So I have an idea of someone else who it could be, but it really didn't sound like that person. So maybe it was Wayne Knight.
I think it was Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
That's the only conclusion we can make.
I think so. Yeah. That's wild.
Which, shout out, actor Wayne Knight. Thank you so much for listening to the show and calling in and leaving a voicemail.
Yeah.
And emailing us like you have in the past.
We really appreciate it. Well, where can people find us, Siege?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Go give us a follow on the things. You understand that our society now places value in the amount of followers things have. It's free. It supports things you like. So go give us a follow there. You can find all of the episodes we talked about. If you want to know their actual episode number and date they came out for whatever reason, you can go to overtalkingpod.party. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail like actor Wayne Knight did at USACat1591.
Oh no, they're here. It's the Overtalking Overlords. They're humming what I can only assume is Frau Lang Syne, but it's like really deep and vibrating the entire house. Look, there are guests, so the worldly landlords who show up at the end of every episode to remind me to remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and rate and review where applicable. Reviews are what help people find this podcast, or, leave a comment on a YouTube video.
Oh, no, Ken, the window behind you just cracked from their voice.
Whoa! Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you'd like to tell, please tell a friend and spread the word. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And don't forget to drink your Magic Mind and use codes from previous episodes. I'd really appreciate it. Also, thank you, Kate. Thank you, Mike.
We do, on a serious note, really, really do appreciate anytime like a friend or whoever texts me about the show or mentions it to us. It does mean a lot. We do this for you all. We're just messing around.
Yeah.
Trying to entertain.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious that we are not like big names, right? So we
Not
appreciate
yet.
anyone not 5 years in. But yeah, we're doing it for you guys. So like, if you really like it, let us know. We appreciate hearing from you. But also, we're just doing it for shits and giggles. So it's fun all around.
It's for us, ultimately.
Yeah.
We need this.
We need this. That's why the guest ratings were not included.
This is our show.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we love you. Bye.
Bye. Happy New Year.
The first episode of the 2025 Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week, it was just the boys. Music by Justin Peters, logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs. Happy New Year!